What's going on? It's Astronaut H, and this is the What More Do You Want Network. Now, in this video, I will be discussing tonight's game between the Chicago Bulls and Atlanta Hawks. And of course, this is my Bulls report. Now, the Chicago Bulls are coming off of a comeback, come from behind win versus the Memphis Grizzlies. And with only, I believe there is only 3 games left in the regular season for the Chicago Bulls. And, right on the horizon and being on the cusp of a lock-in for the play-in, every game is warranted. Even if guys aren't giving maximum effort, even if guys aren't, playing to the expectation at this part of the season, right? This is the part of the year where you have to make a push, right? No matter who it is, who's in, who's out, etc., right? So, as for the Atlanta Hawks, they were without Trae Young and DeAndre Hunter in this particular game, but you did see the likes of DeJounte Murray, John Collins, Clint Capella, Boban Bogdanovic. Also, I believe Sadiq Bey was a starter for Atlanta in this particular game. For the Chicago Bulls, it was the usual suspects put out there by Billy Donovan. No change there. You had your Alex Caruso to go with Pat Bev in the backcourt. Also, Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, and Nikola Vucevic. Now, of course, on the onset of the game, you've seen Zach LaVine with the first basket for Chicago, but Bogdanovic did come down and hit a 3 for the Atlanta Hawks. And when I seen him make that first 3, I kind of knew where the offense was going to run through. I knew Murray wasn't going to be too aggressive. I pretty much knew the shots were going to land in Bogdanovic's hands, honestly. You look, he actually had the first 11 points for the Atlanta Hawks. You did see a Pat Bev 3. Vucevic was getting into the post. And I would have liked to see Vucevic get into the post a whole lot more, especially early on in this game. You seen DeMar DeRozan from the mid-range, but there were 2 early fouls on Alex Caruso. One I was questionable on, and that was a block charge. But they elected to give Alex Caruso his second foul of the game, which was early. You seen Zach LaVine from the mid-range, but John Collins was aggressive. The Bulls were crashing the glass, I will say that. Not to the account of what the final box score reads, but in the early parts of this game, they were. You seen Zach LaVine out on the break with a dunk. Patrick Williams came into the game and gave effort and definitely added on an impact. But Bey put the Hawks up by 12 at one point in the first quarter. You did see Vucevic with points in the paint. Patrick Williams, again, like I said, he was hitting some on-time and timely threes when needed, but the Bulls were down by 10 after the first quarter by a final score of not a final score, but after the first quarter, they were down by 10 by a score of 36-26. Now, after the first 12, you know how it is. Get everybody it's a filling out process. See who's going to, take the game from that point on. You seen Patrick Williams get the first basket of the second, and the Bulls were down 14. DeMar DeRozan did hit a 3, and Jalen Johnson was the story of this basketball game for the Atlanta Hawks. I mean, this guy was getting minutes due to injuries, of course, and he definitely put on where need be in today's game because the Bulls couldn't do anything with him when he was on the floor. You seen Zach LaVine continue to get to the rim, a pull-up by Kobe White, 2-man game by AC and Vooch, but the Bulls just could not get close enough. They found themselves down 15. Zach LaVine kept being aggressive, but the Bulls were down 20. One thing I'll say about Patrick Beverley hitting the threes that he did hit tonight, the Atlanta Hawks elected to allow Patrick Beverley to beat them. If Patrick Beverley was open, they were allowing Patrick Beverley to shoot. It did not matter who was around or who wasn't around him. If Patrick Beverley was open in this basketball game, they were letting him shoot. You did see the Bulls close the quarter on an 8-0 run in the second, and Zach LaVine did hit a 3 to close the actual second quarter, and the Bulls were down 53-65 after 2. Now, When I looked at the first 24 minutes of tonight's game, I said, okay, if the Bulls are going to make a run, they have to do it in the second half because the first half wasn't the best 24 minutes of basketball. They have to figure out a way to get stops and put stops together. And I feel like that just wasn't the case in the first half of this basketball game. The Bulls just could not put stops together and manufacture enough stops. You seen Clint Capella with the first basket of the third quarter. Zach LaVine kept being effective. You know, he was shooting efficient and effective in this ball game. You seen DeMar DeRozan from the mid-range. The Bulls cut the lead to 10 at one point, but Atlanta threes kept the Bulls at bay. You seen Atlanta out and running. Patrick Beverley was keeping the Bulls close. Again, like I said that. I talked about his threes. He was keeping them close. Vucevic started to be aggressive. You seen White with a pass to Vuce, and the Bulls were down 10 after 3, 90 to 80. And that was the onset, and that was basically how the game went, honestly. You know, in the fourth quarter, the Chicago Bulls, they tried to get close, but they just couldn't. Every time the Bulls got to, whether it was 12, 10, 9, I mean, they just couldn't get close enough to make it a game, and ultimately they ended up losing by 18 points tonight to the Atlanta Hawks by a final score of 112 to 105. The Chicago Bulls are 38-41 on the season, and after tonight, the Chicago Bulls are locked into the play-in. Now, will they be 10-9 is yet to be seen because, again, like I said, they do have a few games to go in the remainder of the season. They do play back-to-back against the Milwaukee Bucks in their next matchup tomorrow night. Now, what I will say about tonight, as I read off the final box score, and I read off, who did what, right? High man for the Atlanta Hawks was Bogdanovic. He did go 5 of 10 from 3 with 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 26 points. You seen Clint Capella with a double-double with 13 and 14. Sadiq Bey with 18. DeJounte Murray with 17 and 9 assists. As far as the bench, Jalen Johnson had 16. Okongwu came off the bench with 11. For the Chicago Bulls, their high man was Zach LaVine. He did go 50% from the field, which was 11-21. Did go 1 of 7 from 3, 6 assists, 3 rebounds. Nikola Vucevic with another double-double, 19 and 10. DeMar DeRozan went 7 of 17 from the field, 1 of 4 from 3, 21 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. The Bulls' bench production, as far as, outside of Patrick Williams, who had 15 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 threes, 6 of 9 from the field. There was really no other production. Kobe White did not have a good game. He did go 0-4 from 3, 3 of 10 from the field with 7 points. You see Andre Drummond in limited minutes, 8 minutes, 4 rebounds, 2 points. Dalen Terry got in garbage time minutes. He played 2 minutes, did score 2 points. Ayo Dosunmu was an afterthought in this basketball game. I really didn't see or hear from him in this entire game. He played 18 minutes, did go 0 of 2 from the field, did not score, did have 2 fouls. Alex Caruso did not score at all in tonight's basketball game. He did have 5 rebounds and an assist, but he was in foul trouble a lot. He did have 3 fouls for the remainder of the game, but I feel like those early fouls kind of gauged what kind of game it was going to be from Alex Caruso. Patrick Beverley had 11 points. He did go 3 of 7 from 3, 4 of 9 from the field, 2 rebounds, no assists, and 3 personal fouls. So again, like I said, the Chicago Bulls do face off against the Milwaukee Bucks in their next game, which is a back-to-back for both teams. So I'm definitely interested to see how not only the Bulls come out, but to see what the Milwaukee Bucks choose to do, if they shake up their lineup, if they choose to, rest or sit guys out. Who knows? They're still right there on the cusp of trying to keep themselves at bay between the Boston Celtics and that number 1 spot in the Eastern Conference. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Chicago Bulls fans, NBA fans, or if you're just a fan and this is your first time tuning into this channel, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can know anytime a video is being uploaded to this channel. It's Astronaut H. This is the What More Do You Want Network, and I catch you guys on the next video.